So what's the right number of kids to have? Whilst 42 might be the right answer to most things, it's probably not the case here. One of my buddies is a cop and he fell in love with another cop, but he never ever wanted to have kids. Anyway, she asked him, she said, do you want to get married? And he said, sure, I don't want to be with anybody else for the rest of my life. But here's the thing, I never want to have kids, and if you do, you should probably find somebody else. She said, no, that's fine with me. Anyway, they were married for a couple of months. She got pregnant. They had a baby, really happy, little boy, very healthy. About a year after they had their first baby boy, Bobby, she said, you know what, I think we should probably have another baby because, Bobby's going to need somebody to play with. He said, fine, let's have another baby. Another little baby boy. About a year after that, her sister had a baby daughter, and she said, you know what, I think we should have a daughter too. And he said, that's not how it works. Nonetheless, they tried for another baby, another boy, 3 boys. That time he's about 35. He says, Vinny, I'm turning 36 in 2 weeks, getting myself a vasectomy, and I'm not telling my wife. 8 weeks later, he's sitting on the couch at home watching the rugby with an ice pack against his groin, just having had his surgery. She comes out from the bathroom and says, guess what? Pregnant, twins, boys. 5 boys. He's now driving a Kia Carnival around the streets of Adelaide wondering what the hell happened to his life. With our family, we had the girls roughly 2 years apart, but then we came back from overseas fellowships completely flat broke, so we deferred the 4th for a little bit. Then there was a pandemic, which basically stole 2 years from everybody. So now every time I ask about one more, she says, you can have number 4 child when you find number 2 wife. It does get easier with each baby, I think, and certainly we become less tough on ourselves. With our first baby, for example, with Asha, I had the fire brigade or the ambulance install the car seat in the car because I wanted to make sure it was absolutely perfect. Then with Leela, I thought, well, that didn't look too hard. I can probably put the car seat in myself. So she spent the first 3 years of her life going sideways every time I went around a corner. And then by the time we got to number 3, I left Nimmy on the roof of the car once when I went inside the gas station to pay for the petrol. So I can see why my wife might be somewhat reticent about the 4th. I certainly wish we did have one more, but it can be a really tough call, especially when you have a couple of perfectly healthy kids already and life seems perfect. I guess the best advice I can share is that whilst I've never heard a patient say, you know what, we've got 3 kids, but geez, I wish we'd stopped at number 2, I certainly hear the opposite all the time.